down the street. If he comes in, I want you ready to stop him." Ryan started to protest. He had to whisper because the maid was only a few feet away. She opened the door to her room after knocking and disappeared
In
inside.
1 mile, turn left on VA 37 North.
Covered. "Ryan, I'm not going to argue with you. Go down to the lobby." "Yes, sir," Jack said, and he spun away from the door and began heading down the stairs. God damn it. Ding Chavez got slightly ahead of Dominic as they sprinted up the fourth-floor hallway. Both men doffed their rain parkas and let them fall as they ran on, got their hands on their subguns, and unslung the ropes from their necks. When he arrived at the door to room 401, Chavez just shouldered right through it, smashing the bolt out of the door jamb and sending the door flying in. He fell to the ground, and Caruso leapt over him with his HK trained toward movement on the bed. A middle-aged couple were eating their room service breakfast on their bed and watching television. "What the bloody hell?" shouted the man in a thick English accent. The woman screamed. Caruso ignored the couple. Instead, he just ran toward the balcony and slid the door open. Chavez was back with him now. Together, they hurriedly dropped their ropes, took the metal carabiners fixed to one end of them, and then hooked the carabiners on the heavy iron railing of the balcony. Right then, Clark transmitted in a whisper. His voice sounded pleasant and happy, and he spoke in a British
Turn
accent.
left on VA
"Got
37
ready to head
North.
out, darling? I'll be there in a half a minute. Feel free to stop breakfast without me." The men on the balcony knew they were on their own. Clark was still in the elevator, obviously surrounded by civilians. They had no time to wait on him. Dom and Domingo climbed over the fourth-floor railing, holding onto their HK subguns with one hand and their ropes with the other. They turned to face the hotel room and noticed the English couple had already hustled out the front door, no doubt terrorized by what they had just witnessed. With a quick look between them and a nod from Chavez, both he and Dom leaned back away from the railing of the balcony. 5 stories down was the Avenue Pierre Le Desservie. Traffic rolled by without a care. The 2 Americans high above the traffic pushed off with their legs. They spent just over a second in the air before swinging down to the balcony below. Directly in front of them now, behind the glare of the sun's reflection on balcony doors that were just slightly cracked open, they could see 3 of the 6 DCRI men in the room. One stood right on the other side of the glass, 6 feet from the Americans' noses. In his hand was a cup of coffee and a cigarette. 2 more sat behind a table in the center of the room. Ahead and to the left of Chavez and Caruso were the bed and bathroom wide of the balcony. And behind the desk were the surveillance